Oh, let us continue. Now I'm inside. This has been a full day of trying to get as much read into from my manuscript so that it's live and people can really get a taste of it. If anybody wants to contribute, they can. Ideas. We'll come up with the money. Looks like the lawsuit is still percolating against the Boy Scouts. At my condo in the spring of 1978, we began a Bible study, which eventually turned into a weekly worship and praise gatherings. With great trepidation, I began to date Jackie, the woman I had met at the party. She was not a Christian, and my divorce was not yet finalized. What a conflict. I could lose it all and fall as Samson had fallen to Delilah. Ooh. This girl was beautiful, and I could hardly contain myself. I'd kept myself pure to this point. It was a hard discipline. But I had survived almost 9 months without sex, except for a few times with Lee. Oh, that was a miracle. I forgot about that. This was an all time record in my life. If I fell into this temptation now, I would surely be damned. I waited until the day before the divorce was legal. Then I took Jackie to a Christian gathering known as Jesus 78 in Giant Stadium. I had hoped this would be in God's will. It was for me when I challenged her to believe in Jesus, and even though the sky had been cloudy all that day, I told her that the sun would shine if she just believed, and I prayed. No sooner had I said that than then suddenly the sun appeared for the first time that day. Jackie was visibly touched. I was too. We finished the day holding hands after listening to speakers ranging from Jim Baker of the Jim and Tammy show to Ruth Carter Stapleton, President Carter's sister. That was my first exposure to the inner healing ministry. Jim gave us the Name It and Claim It from the television set. And that was a message. And I was full and as excited as a teenager as we went home that day on the bus. I now was faced with the old insecurity. Did she like me? I soon found out. I spilled coffee on this manuscript today. Can you believe that? That ain't right. The fellowship began to grow as new people were coming over from the Catholic Church in town, St. Mary's, where we attended a prayer meeting. One of the nuns, Sister Teresa, introduced us to people. She helped organize picnics, and at one of them, I met John Tobin, who eventually came to work for me in the painting business. I also met young Eric, who worked at the Grand Union grocery store, and Joanne, who was hurting from her recent divorce. They began to show up as we sang and offered praise together in the condominium that I'd owned with Lee and got in the divorce because I made the money. And I owned the land. And I got thrown under a bus. Just today, Jackie's present husband called me a bullshit artist. That everything I'm saying to all y'all, and hold on.